Every morning, millions of people around the world twist open a jar, scoop a spoonful, and stir up the start of their day. But have you ever asked yourself what exactly you are drinking? Where does that deep brown powder come from? How does a factory turn green beans from distant farms into the instant aroma of comfort? To answer that, we need to rewind nearly a century. It was 1938 when Nestlé introduced a new product that reshaped how the world enjoys coffee. Nescafé was born during a coffee surplus crisis in Brazil. The idea was simple but revolutionary: preserve flavor, extend shelf life, and make coffee easy to prepare in a soluble form. Since then, Nescafé has become a household name, brewed in silence inside giant factories long before it ever reaches your kitchen. Let's step inside and see how it's really made, from farm to jar. It all starts thousands of miles away from the factory floor in humid coffee plantations. Nescafé doesn't rely on one type of bean. It blends Arabica, known for its smooth and fruity notes, with Robusta, which adds boldness and caffeine. These beans come from more than 30 countries, including Colombia, Vietnam, and Ethiopia. They arrive at the factory in massive burlap sacks, still carrying the scent of earth and rainfall. Every shipment is carefully inspected. Inside quiet labs near the loading bays, technicians measure moisture levels, check for defects, and roast small samples to test aroma. Only the best beans move to the next stage. Roasting is where coffee truly becomes coffee. Inside large drum roasters, green beans tumble under intense heat, reaching up to 240 degrees Celsius. The air fills with a rich, nutty scent as sugars caramelize and oils rise to the surface. This is the Maillard reaction, the chemistry behind flavor. Each roast profile is adjusted depending on the product. Nescafé Gold requires a lighter, more aromatic roast. Nescafé Classic uses a darker, bolder one. A team of roast masters monitors every detail, color, temperature, and timing. There's no room for error. Once roasting is complete, the beans are cooled rapidly to stop the process. The aroma is at its strongest now, but it must be preserved carefully. Next comes grinding, a process of precision. The roasted beans pass through powerful industrial grinders that reduce them to a fine, even texture. At this scale, one small adjustment can change the flavor completely. If the grind is too fine, it becomes bitter. If it's too coarse, the taste is weak. Sensors track every rotation, while air cooling systems prevent heat buildup and protect aroma. Each grinder can process more than a ton of beans per hour. Even then, samples from each batch are checked before moving forward. Now the flavor is drawn out drop by drop. Think of it as brewing a giant cup of coffee multiplied thousands of times. The ground coffee is loaded into tall stainless steel columns called percolators. Hot water, just below boiling, passes through the coffee in stages, pulling out oils, acids, caffeine, and flavor compounds. It's a delicate balance of time, temperature, and pressure. The result is a rich, concentrated liquid extract, still hot, still fragile. The leftover grounds aren't wasted. They are dried and reused as fuel to power the boilers in the same plant. It's efficient, clean, and sustainable. The next step is to turn the liquid into solid coffee granules. Two methods are used: spray drying and freeze drying. For Nescafé Classic, spray drying is standard. The extract is sprayed into a large chamber filled with hot air. Water evaporates instantly, leaving behind fine granules that fall like dust. It's quick, efficient, and keeps much of the flavor. For premium blends such as Nescafé Gold, freeze drying is used. The coffee extract is frozen into slabs. Then, under vacuum and extreme cold around -40 degrees Celsius, the ice turns directly into vapor, leaving behind porous coffee crystals. This method is slower and more costly, but it locks in delicate aromas better. Drying can remove some of coffee's best aromas. To prevent that, Nescafé uses systems that capture the natural aromas during extraction and drying. Later, those aromas are added back to the dried granules. In sealed chambers, technicians carefully re-infuse the coffee with these captured scents. That's why opening a jar of Nescafé releases that strong, fresh aroma, even after months of storage. Each batch of coffee is blended with others to maintain a consistent flavor. A team of sensory experts, using both instruments and taste, ensures that every jar tastes the same, whether it's brewed in Nairobi, New York, or New Delhi. Every blend is reviewed by professionals who sip and adjust, fine-tuning ratios by hand until it's perfect. Packaging is the final step and one of the most critical. Inside climate-controlled production lines, coffee granules are filled into jars, tins, sachets, or pouches. Nitrogen is added to remove oxygen and keep the coffee fresh. Caps are sealed, labels applied, and each container is marked with a code for traceability. Some machines package more than 600 units per minute. Operators still inspect each run to ensure there are no leaks, misprints, or loose seals. Cleanliness is essential. Even a small amount of moisture can spoil a batch. At last, the coffee is ready. Pallets are wrapped, loaded, and shipped to distribution centers around the world. From there, it travels to supermarkets, hotels, airplanes, and finally, your kitchen counter. By the time you add hot water and stir, you're experiencing the final step in a process that began months earlier, a process that crossed continents, passed countless tests, and balanced science with human care. That spoonful of brown powder isn't just coffee. It's the result of decades of refinement, collaboration, and craftsmanship. If you found this video interesting, press the subscribe button, or at least give it a like. Your support helps us share more behind-the-scenes stories like this.